this corridor of about 65-kilometer length from Panvel to Vasai via Koppar is proposed, and at Vasai we have planned to give connectivity towards Dahanu side and a connectivity towards Churchgate also. CSMT to Kasara. This is a suburban section where suburban trains are running up to Kasara. Sanction is available up to Asangaon. Asangaon Kasara is a left out section. So Asangaon Kasara fourth line has been proposed under MUTP 3B. If these two small components of the projects are sanctioned, then the main line of Central Railway, CSTM Karjat and CSTM Kasara, fully gets segregated. And once Kavach 5 is introduced, then the present frequency of about 3.5 minutes can be brought down to 2.5 minutes. So it can significantly, about 25 to 30% trains can run more trains can be introduced.
Lifeline, the suburban rail network system, may soon see an expansion. MRVC, that is the Mumbai Railway Vikas Corporation, has proposed new rail corridors. What's the plan? Third and fourth line between Badlapur to Karjat and fourth line between Asangaon to Kasara has been proposed. These new projects could benefit the commuters and help in decongestion. It could also segregate the main suburban line from the long distance trains. We spoke to the MRVC CMD Vilas Vadekar regarding this. Here's what he has to say.
The work of network expansion by laying of separate corridor so as to segregate mainline corridors from the suburban corridors. However, at the end of sanction of 3A, you will only see balance 3 corridors or 3 sections which were left out. Through MUTP 3B, our aim is to ensure that 100% segregation of mainline and suburban corridor is achieved. And these 3 leftover sections are Badlapur Karjat, because the suburban services on Central Railway are from CSTM to Karjat. Up to Badlapur, sanction is available through 3A1. Badlapur Karjat was left out. So third and fourth line Badlapur Karjat, total it comes to about 33 kilometer and cost is about 1325 crore. Then you have sanction up to Asangaon. So again CSMT to Kasara. This is a suburban section where suburban trains are running up to Kasara. Sanction is available up to Asangaon. Asangaon Kasara is a left out section. So Asangaon Kasara fourth line has been proposed under MUTP 3B. If these two small components of the projects are sanctioned, then the main line of Central Railway, CSTM Karjat and CSTM Kasara, fully gets segregated. So you have separate corridor to run suburban services. You can increase the number of services as per the line capacity. Mail express and goods trains are segregated. They will run on a separate corridor in this section. As far as the Western Railway is concerned, Churchgate to Dahanu Road, where suburban services are plying, already Virar to Dahanu Road has been covered under sanction of MUTP 3 and works are in progress. So no segregation is required on Western Railway. However, if you see the Navi Mumbai and Western Railway connection through Panvel Vasai, there is only single corridor on which Mail Express, Memu trains and the goods traffic all are running. So there is a limited capacity available for increasing any train, including taking care of the commuters. And therefore a separate suburban corridor, which was a long pending demand, and in fact it was previously proposed under MUTP 3A by MRVC. So this corridor of about 65-kilometer length from Panvel to Vasai via Koppar is proposed, and at Vasai we have planned to give connectivity towards Dahanu side, Virar Dahanu side also, and a connectivity towards Churchgate also.
Okay.
So that commuter from Panvel can go towards Virar and Dahanu, as well as they will have the option to come towards Borivali and Churchgate. So this 65-kilometer corridor is running parallel to DFCCIL also and existing corridor, and because of the development which has taken place, it has to cross existing tracks at number of locations. So there will be 5 rail flyovers involved, increasing the cost of the corridor. That's why the cost of this 65-kilometer new corridor is estimated to be about 12,700 crore. And Government of Maharashtra, in the last Tuesday's meeting held by the Infrastructure Committee of Cabinet, they have cleared these 3 proposals, and so now they will be put up to the Cabinet for their sanction. Once they are sanctioned, then it will be processed to Ministry of Railways for final sanction of the Central Cabinet.
Sir, recently we have seen the Mumbai train tragedy. There were also various questions about overcrowding. So how these projects will help to reduce the overcrowding risk?
See, the overcrowding will be reduced if you increase the capacity. And for increasing the capacity, if you have a dedicated corridor all through in the entire suburban section, then the line capacity will be available for running of suburban trains. Now what has happened, that even though, as I said, ki sanction is available, but all the sanctioned projects are not fully completed, number one. Number two, there is also a limitation that part sanction is missing, like Badlapur Karjat, Asangaon Kasara. There the train capacity gets constrained because on a single corridor you have to run mail express, goods as well as suburban. So once these projects, not only sanction is the first phase, after sanction, completion and commissioning of these projects. So once all these projects are completed, once you have the dedicated corridors available for running suburban trains all through the section, then you can increase the number of trains on these routes. That is one way of increasing the capacity. Second way is running the trains at closer frequency. That can be achieved by CBTC oblique Kavach 5. Kavach 5 is again CBTC based Kavach 5 for moving block section, which is already under development domestically at Center of Excellence, Secunderabad. And we expect that the development phase should be ready in another year's time. And once Kavach 5 is introduced, then the present frequency of about 3.5 minutes can be brought down to 2.5 minutes. So it can significantly, about 25 to 30% trains can run more trains can be introduced. So indirectly it adds the capacity by 25 to 30% on these corridors. So one is completion of the network expansion and segregation. Another is introduction of Kavach, Kavach based CBTC. So if both the things are there, we expect that 40 to 50% additional capacity will be available. And to take care of the added capacity, to make best utilization of this capacity, additional EMU rakes are being procured. So there will not be a constraint of rake for introducing additional trains. That will give a big relief.
Sir, but there is also complaint coming from the commuters that on the single track, even the local trains are running and the long distance trains are running. So what measures are being taken for the segregation of these tracks?
As I said, ki once full segregation is completed, then this situation will not come. The situation is because works are in progress on certain sections. The full segregation from CSTM to even Badlapur or CSTM to Asangaon is not complete. It is under different stages of construction. So when you have incomplete corridors, what is the option left? Suppose you have 6 lines, then it gets converged to 4 lines in subsection, then again 6 lines. So best utilization is not possible. Works are in progress, like Kurla CSTM 5th and 6th line is not complete. Then Kalyan Asangaon, Kalyan Badlapur, works are in progress. So these 3 corridors are not complete. Once they are complete, then you have segregation available. Then you will not run mail express on suburban or vice versa. That is how it is.
Sir, there is also delay in this completion of the Kalwa-Airoli railway link project. So what's the status of this? Because many activists were complaining that the project has not been completed on time. So what are the limitations that you are experiencing?
See, rehabilitation and resettlement of the slum dweller has always been an issue because it affects their livelihood. There is a general tendency or normal tendency of human being not to get relocated even if a better accommodation is offered. And as per our policy, we can only rehabilitate those people who are affected by our project. In Airoli Kalwa pocket, if you see the number of slum dwellers are about 3000 PH. That is, the households are about 3000. Whereas the project affected people are about 900 only. So the local demand backed by the local public representative is that the entire 3000 people should get rehabilitated and as close to their place of residence as possible. MMRDA as per the policy could rehabilitate only 900 who are affected by the project and they could find the nearest place about 5 kilometers away from the location. So the resistance is because of complete people needing rehabilitation versus only project affected people required to be moved. So we have taken up this issue administratively and brought it to the kind notice of the highest authority from Government of Maharashtra. It is also on a Pragati platform. And so all efforts to build consensus and win the confidence of the locals. Because we don't want to be abrasive or aggressive. We want to take people along with us in project execution because we are building the project for the people only. So we are quite hopeful that the issue is likely to be resolved very shortly and then we will be able to take up the work on this corridor because it's all elevated portion which is left out. Balance completion of Digha station we have already completed which was part of this project but not affected by the PAPs. So this elevated portion once we are able to resolve the issue then within 3 years we will be able to complete.